Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today, I want to talk about the 6 reasons why you haven't heard from your ex. If you're doing no contact, you've been listening to these videos, and you're wondering if it's working since you have not heard from your ex, and will you ever hear from them? Well, I have great news for you. But before I tell you what that is, I want to remind you to be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any future videos. And while you're at it, tap the bell icon to be notified when a new video is up. So, you're wondering, will you ever hear from your ex? Why have you not heard from your ex? Before I give you the 6 reasons why you may not have heard from your ex, I want to tell you that your chances of hearing from them are actually very high. According to the website Magnet of Success, they did an informal survey, and 90% of dumpees eventually hear from their ex. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to get back together, but they eventually hear from them. So that's a very high percentage. So you have reason to be happy. And most hear from them in the first 2 months. As I've mentioned previously in the videos where I talked about the 60-day rule, where you're more likely to hear from your ex between days 45 and 60. And people always think that they're not going to hear from their ex until they hear from them. And then when they hear from them, they say, well, I heard from them out of the blue. Well, of course it's out of the blue. It's not like you're going to get a notification the day before like, hey, by the way, just want to let you know, you're going to hear from your ex tomorrow. It's always out of the blue. So 1 minute you have not heard from them, and then the next minute you have. That's just how it goes. So if you haven't heard from them yet, why not? All right, let's go down the list of the 6 reasons why. Number 1 could be that not enough time has passed. As I just mentioned, the 60-day rule, 60 days. So you may hear from them on day 60, 59, 58. Most, as I said, hear from them between days 45 and 60. So if it's only been a few days or a few weeks, don't worry. Don't give up hope. Don't freak out. Just be patient. You never know when you'll hear from them. Number 2 is that they are still angry or upset with you, and they associate bad feelings with you. So in that case, they're not ready to reach out or to come back. And you have to let FAB do its thing, which I've mentioned in previous videos. FAB is Faded Affect Bias, which basically states that as time goes by, we forget about the bad memories associated with a person, place, or thing, and we remember only the good. So let time and FAB work in your favor. The 3rd reason is that maybe they are waiting to hear from you. They thought you would at least contact them at some point, especially if you were needy in the relationship, or they knew that your interest in them was much higher than their interest in you. Then even if they're having second thoughts about the breakup, they think, well, I'll just wait, because anytime we've had arguments in the past, they always reached out first. They always apologized first. If we broke up in the past, they always reached out. So I'm just going to wait. And so you got to show them that you mean business and that you are going to stay in no contact and you are not going to reach out. The next reason, number 4, is, well, they may be seeing someone. So if they are, it's going to take longer to hear from them, especially if it's going well. But if things aren't going well, or once they start to go downhill, guess who they will be more likely than not to reach out to first? That's you, the previous ex. Number 5, they may be thinking about it, but they quite have not made up their mind. They're wondering about you, which is a good thing, because that means that their interest level is going up. When someone is wondering, that question mark turns upside down and becomes a hook. So don't break no contact, because I've heard several times that someone, they just couldn't take it anymore. They broke no contact, and their ex said, oh, I was just thinking of contacting you. And then it's like, oh, why did I contact them? So they may be thinking about it. And the point where they are most likely thinking about it will be, of course, days 45 to 60. but they will start thinking about it at day 30, and they'll kind of think about it. Oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't, maybe I will, maybe they won't. And then depending on their interest level, boom, out of the blue, you'll hear from them. And finally, reason number 6 is that they are still in the relief stage, which I talked about in the video, 7 stages a dumper goes through. And the first stage is relief, and that is when they want nothing to do with you at that point. So you have to give them time to miss you. So when people say, well, it's been a few days and a few weeks and I haven't heard anything, well, no contact is a marathon, not a sprint. Give them lots of time. So if they're still in the relief stage, they are relieved, they're out having fun, they're thinking of moving on, they're happy to be without you right now, unfortunately, but at some point they will move on from that relief stage. So wait for them to get out of there and to start missing you. So to go over the 6 reasons again, number 1 is that not enough time has passed since the breakup. Number 2, they are still angry or upset with you. Number 3 is they're waiting to hear from you. Number 4, they're seeing someone. Number 5, they're thinking about it. And number 6, they are still in the relief stage. So now I want to hear from you. Did I miss a reason? Is there another reason you can think of as to why you have not heard from your ex? I would love to know. And in the meantime, if you would like my help personally to help get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net and we will send you the rates. And the direct link for that is below. If you are listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would like and share. And it's important to share because sharing is caring. And people make so many mistakes when they are trying to get an ex back. So help them just as I've helped you. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.